The dominance of the US dollar as the global currency can be traced back to the aftermath of World War II. As the war concluded, the United States emerged as the world's leading economic power, boasting unparalleled industrial capacity and a stable political system. At the same time, Europe and Japan lay in ruins, struggling to rebuild their economies. The Bretton Woods Conference of 1944 marked a pivotal moment in the establishment of the post-war economic order. At this conference, representatives from 44 allied nations convened to design a framework for international monetary cooperation. The resulting agreements laid the groundwork for institutions such as the International Monetary Fund (IMF) and the World Bank. Under the Bretton Woods system, participating countries agreed to peg their currencies to the US dollar, which was in turn backed by gold at a fixed exchange rate of $35 per ounce. This arrangement provided stability and facilitated international trade and investment. The US possessed a robust and diversified economy, bolstered by its vast natural resources, technological innovation, and a strong industrial base. This economic prowess instilled confidence in the dollar as a reliable store of value. Unlike many other regions recovering from the ravages of war, the United States enjoyed political stability, a functioning government, and a commitment to free market principles. These factors enhanced the credibility of the dollar in global financial markets. The US emerged from World War II as a military superpower with significant influence over geopolitics. The presence of US military bases worldwide and its role in maintaining peace and stability reinforced the perception of the dollar as a safe haven currency. New York City emerged as a global financial hub, home to institutions such as the New York Stock Exchange and Wall Street investment banks. The dollar's prominence in international finance was further solidified by the dominance of US financial institutions and the widespread use of dollar-denominated assets. Despite its initial success, cracks began to appear in the Bretton Woods system by the late 1960s. The US faced mounting economic challenges, including rising inflation, persistent trade deficits, and escalating expenditures related to the Vietnam War. These factors strained the dollar's peg to gold, leading to concerns about its sustainability. In 1971, President Richard Nixon unilaterally suspended the convertibility of the dollar into gold, effectively dismantling the Bretton Woods system. This event, known as the Nixon shock, marked a significant turning point in global finance and paved the way for the era of fiat currencies. Following the collapse of the Bretton Woods system, major economies transitioned to fiat currencies, where the value of money is not backed by physical commodities like gold, but by the faith and credit of the issuing government. The US dollar, freed from the constraints of the gold standard, retained its preeminent position in international commerce. Central banks around the world hold significant reserves of US dollars, which serve as a primary medium of exchange in international transactions. The dollar's status as the world's reserve currency gives the US unparalleled influence over global financial markets. The pricing of oil and other commodities in dollars has cemented the currency's dominance in the energy trade. Oil-producing nations typically denominate their exports in dollars, ensuring constant demand for the currency and reinforcing its role in global trade. The infrastructure supporting dollar transactions, including the SWIFT system for international payments and the dominance of US-based banks in global finance, further entrenches the dollar's hegemony. The ability to print the world's reserve currency confers significant economic advantages to the United States, allowing it to finance deficits and fund government spending at relatively low costs. Dollar hegemony provides the US with considerable geopolitical leverage, enabling it to impose economic sanctions, dictate terms of trade, and project power on the global stage. The dominance of the dollar has contributed to the proliferation of financial markets and speculative activities, leading to increased volatility and systemic risks in the global economy. As China emerges as a global economic powerhouse, there have been calls for the internationalization of the Chinese yuan and the creation of alternative financial institutions to challenge the dollar's dominance. Some countries, wary of over-reliance on the dollar, have sought to diversify their foreign exchange reserves by increasing holdings of other currencies, such as the euro, yen, or gold. The advent of digital currencies, such as Bitcoin and central bank digital currencies, has raised questions about the future of traditional fiat currencies and the role of the dollar in a digitized financial system. The US dollar's ascent to global dominance is rooted in a combination of economic, political, and historical historical factors. Despite challenges and calls for alternatives, its hegemony remains largely unchallenged, underpinning the functioning of the international monetary system. However, the evolving dynamics of global finance and the emergence of new economic powers pose potential threats to the dollar's supremacy, signaling a shifting landscape in the years to come.